starts right now.
And making headlines this morning as we continue to deal with hot temperatures here in San Antonio. Other parts of the nation are under a severe weather threat.
Outside with live cam, 78 degrees. It rained for all of 4 minutes at my house last night. We'll see if more rain is in the forecast, and I suspect that it is, which is good news. Good morning, everybody. We've made it to Thursday, August 11th.
Thanks for joining us. Well, great. You got some rain.
I did, and it was raining sideways for a minute. The weird part was, though, and Mike Osterhage joined us now, is the sun was shining still. It was right around, sunset, so It was kind of this alternate dimension.
Looking off to the north in the afternoon, I mean, you look south and there was nothing but blue skies. Look north, you can see the clouds slowly working their way in. Didn't get in soon enough before we hit 101 officially, so we're now tied for second place with that. We did have some of those showers around. Most were up to the north. Some folks saw 4 minutes of rain. Some folks saw a little bit more, and I didn't get nothing yesterday. Hopefully there's more on that in my backyard later on today. Nothing is showing up on radar in the immediate vicinity, but you go a little bit further up to the north, and there are a couple of them way up north of the hill country, a couple little showers up there, and those will continue to kind of work their way down to the south throughout the rest of the morning. 79 degrees here in town, 77 in New Braunfels. The mold is on the low side this morning, and throughout the rest of the morning, again, the short term up through morning commute, it's going to be dry, but then a shower or two is going to continue to work its way on in here. Northern portions of the hill country, you may see a couple little sprinkly showers in the next few hours. And then later on this afternoon, we do have a better chance for a couple of scattered showers and a storm or two. 96 for a high temperature. And you can pretty much cut and paste this for tomorrow as well as on into Saturday. We'll still have 40% chance for showers, a couple of thunderstorms around here, even a decent downpour here or there. When's the next time we're going to be hitting triple digits? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark?
Mike, thank you. It's another back-to-school day. Several area districts returning class today. That includes Shirt, Cibolo, Universal City ISD, Southside, and Lido ISD. We're going to be checking in with Jonathan Cotto, who'll be live at SCUC ISD. With how those students and teachers are getting ready for the first big day back. That's coming up in our 5 o'clock half hour.
And we want to tell you about a couple of water advisories in Lacoste, west of San Antonio. A citywide water outage has led to a boil water notice for public water systems customers. And city officials say the water outage was planned Wednesday to fix mainline leaks caused by recent drought conditions. Now, customers are urged to boil their water before consuming it, which includes washing hands and face, brushing teeth, drinking, and cooking.
And a do not drink water advisory has been issued for the community of Derby in Frio County, according to a Facebook post. Residents who rely on Derby water system affected by the advisory until further notice. The post didn't indicate why the advisory was issued, but numerous water systems in the San Antonio area have been affected by the ongoing severe drought. Now to extreme flooding overnight, impacting millions of people from east to west.
The radar may be quiet now, but this morning the cleanup is just beginning, especially around the nation's capital. Here's ABC's Mona Kassar Abdi.
Overnight, flash floods hitting the nation's capital.
This is almost halfway up the door.
Floodwaters quickly rising outside this pet daycare business, nearly reaching the door handle. Water bursting into the building, overflowing the sandbags. The deluge, a nightmare for commuters, with trains across the region delayed for hours or canceled altogether. Rain pouring into trains on the D.C. Metro. Water gushing into the stations. And in Northern Virginia, water streaming down the tracks. Conditions on the roads not much better. North of the U.S. Capitol, emergency crews using an inflatable boat to rescue someone trapped in a vehicle. In nearby Maryland, the town of Riverdale earning its name.
In 5.5 years I've been here, today's the worst I've seen it. We've never had it where we can't get out of the neighborhood at all.
Storms also flooding parts of Tennessee. Nearly 4 inches of rain submerging cars in Chattanooga.
We had to get our dogs out of the house and then move the cars over. Unfortunately, one of them was parked there while it was waist deep. So it's a little soggy now. This man kayaking near what is usually 16th Street. And after weeks of dry weather, people in North Texas finally seeing some rain. Mona Kassar Abdi, ABC News, New York.
A self-proclaimed white supremacist will spend time behind bars for his role in the U.S. Capitol riots. Brian Bettencourt was sentenced to 4 months in jail Wednesday after pleading guilty to illegally trespassing on Capitol grounds. Prosecutors say he stormed the U.S. Capitol January 6th and helped rioters remove furniture from the Capitol building. Bettencourt has a significant criminal history, which the judge said he took into consideration when handing down his jail sentence.
Despite threats to stop its support of the International Space Station, NASA says Russia is committed to it beyond 2024. Now, in July, Russian leaders implied they would leave the space station after 2024, prompted by tensions over their invasion of Ukraine. But now the Russian Space Agency is saying perhaps something was lost in translation. NASA maintains it has a good working relationship with Russia and will even fly a Russian cosmonaut on a SpaceX rocket next month.
In California, brush fire erupted Wednesday afternoon, spawning what appeared to be a smoke tornado. You can see this whirlwind of smoke rising from the brush fire below as large plumes billowed over the area. Happened about an hour north of L.A., where more than 200 firefighters battled the blaze. The Sam fire grew to 50 acres in just an hour and a half. Now, no structures have been damaged by the blaze yet. It's unclear what sparked the fire.
Time now, 4:36 and 78 degrees for now.
Still ahead, we take a look at some special headphones that can help make it safer for you to exercise outdoors.
And the Dallas Cowboys get ready for a shared workout with the Denver Broncos later today. How the team is trying to overcome some key obstacles ahead of the regular season.
Checking TransGuide. You could tell there were more cars on the roads yesterday, including those buses. Flashing lights right now at I-10 and Huebner. We'll try to get some information, see what's going on out there, and update you as soon as possible.
And taking a look outside with live cam, overall a pretty hot day yesterday, hoping for those rain chances to come through pretty soon. We'll be right back.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
4:39. The Cowboys were in Denver last night after breaking camp in Oxnard, California. Then they will participate in a shared workout later today against the Broncos before facing Denver in their preseason opener Saturday night. Durance Armstrong is about to start his 5th season with the Dallas Cowboys after he was drafted in the 4th round back in 2018. Coming off his best season yet wearing the star. He started 5 of 13 games he played last year, where he has scored 5 sacks, 12 quarterback hits, and 37 combined tackles. But one stat that he needs to improve on is his forced fumbles. He's had 2 in his career with the Cowboys and none last year. Defensive coordinator Dan Quinn is asking the entire defense to make that a priority.
It's just the attention to detail and knowing the right position and when to take the shot on the ball. That's something that you got to actually be able to key in when you get in front of the ball and find the loose spots to punch it out. So that's just something that we all want in goals, because we didn't see like we saw Law do it a lot of times. And when you go back and watch the highlights and replays, it's impressive to just be able to take the ball off somebody like that. So that's something that I want to be able to put in my game personally, and I think everybody else wants it too.
3, set, go!
Kickoff Saturday night set for 8 o'clock San Antonio time. The Brennan Bears will be very much a part of our KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers, where we feature 3 big high school games in the Alamo Dome on August 27th. In fact, the Bears will be a part of our primetime nighttime lineup when they face the Steel Knights in the final game of the tripleheader, starting at 7:30 p.m. Bears are coming off a great season in which they finished 13-1. And like Steel, they ran the table through the regular season. Now, according to Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, they're ranked 12th in the state in the top 50 of Class 6A. Now it's about kicking off their season with a tough opponent in a playoff environment.
A lot of us are excited to play. Coming up with 2 big games in first 2 games of the season, it's really exciting. It's going to be a challenge, and so I know we're all excited.
Very different experience for us. We haven't been in the Dome, and it's just a very different experience for the entire team. I don't think anyone here has been to the Dome yet.
Anytime you're playing a great opponent like Steel, you get excited. Then you're in the Dome, that's exciting, and then you're in the first ever Pigskin Classic, so that's like 3 checks for excitement.
A lot of these guys are so amped up they can't stand still in front of the camera. The KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022, presented by your San Antonio Chevy dealers, kicks off with our pregame show 11 a.m. on August 27th and runs all day long until the night beat. And we're all going to be out there, so we hope to see you there.
Yeah, look forward to it. Time now, 4:42 and 78 degrees for now. Are you wanting some new headphones to use while you exercise outdoors? We're going to show you some that can help you be better aware of your surroundings.
Plus, we're planning to take a vacation on the high seas, why the cruise industry is bracing for a wave of cancellations.
And welcome back. It's 4:45. Several major cruise ship operators are canceling sailings due to staffing issues. ABC's Gia Benitez has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the cruise industry bracing for a wave of cancellations.
I was shocked. I'm like, how can they do that?
Major cruise line Princess Cruises now revealing it's canceled at least 11 voyages because it just doesn't have enough employees. Maggie Matta is a repeat Princess customer and was scheduled to sail on the Diamond Princess in about a month with her family. But now her trip has been canceled.
You know, I've paid for it. I've booked my flights. I even bought my excursions the day before. I bought all the excursions, 4 of them. Yesterday, I opened my email. Everything was canceled.
Princess Cruises telling ABC News it will offer the passengers a cash refund. So what should you do if you have tickets for an upcoming cruise? We'll have the expert advice you need coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Well, if you listen to music while you exercise outdoors, you know how hard it can be to hear other things like cars, bikes, or even other people around you.
12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz takes a look at headphones that can solve that problem.
No matter where you exercise, you want to be aware of your surroundings. That's why Laura Murphy decided to try headphones called Shocks.
They sit outside of your ears, so your ear canal is fully open, and that means I could hear really anything going on around me in addition to the music that I was listening to.
Shocks headphones feature a unique bone conduction technology.
Bone conduction headphones have these blocks, they're pods that send the vibrations into the sides of your head.
Laura recently upgraded to the $180 Shocks Open Run Pro. But despite their cult following, 3 different models of Shocks didn't do very well in Consumer Reports ratings.
Generally, bone conduction headphones in our tests have been found to have sound quality that falls towards the bottom of our portable headphone ratings.
They do get excellent ratings, though, for predicted reliability and customer satisfaction. If you do want to hear your surroundings but also care about sound quality, Consumer Reports recommends the $130 Sennheiser CX Plus and the more affordable One More Color Buds, too. They're $70. Both are noise canceling but have ambient sound monitoring that you can adjust. For Laura, though, sound quality isn't top priority.
It's not really about the quality of the music that I'm listening to. It's about getting that motivation to not stop running.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide, looking out there at I-10 and Huebner. TransGuide reporting that there is a crash along I-10 westbound near Huebner Road.
And thank you to our Stephen Cavazos for passing along that information. He'll be joining us here in studio in just a bit. Mike Osterhage tapping his tummy there. He's content about something.
The rain chances. I guess that's content, or else I'm getting
or hungry.
Yeah.
Get this man a Pop-Tart.
Exactly, with the chocolate frosting on top. Anyway, we've got some clear skies for the moment, and then clouds going to be moving in. And Yvonne Sharon just sent this picture just about 10 minutes ago or so. The moon is technically full tomorrow, but boy, it sure is beautiful out there. That nice big glowing disk. This is the last supermoon of this year, supermoon being when the moon is full and at its closest point in its orbit around the Earth. And so that's a situation this time around. Beautiful full moon out there. All right, got a couple of clouds here and there, but most of the clear skies as of right now, as I mentioned. Nothing showing up on radar right now, but you go up to the north and we've got a couple of showers that are already starting to develop coming in from north to south. That's where rain activity came in yesterday, and that's the situation today as well as tomorrow, pretty much on Saturday. So these will continue to kind of work their way down to the south. Here in town for the morning commute, I don't think we're going to be seeing anything, but then as the morning rolls on, say mid-morning, we'll start to see a couple of more showers popping up here and there. Temperatures will stay in the upper 70s. Still that 10% chance for a shower, primarily up in the hill country this morning. And then we keep plenty of clouds around Maybe a little more sunshine late morning in toward noon, that 20% chance for some rain. And then rain chances do start to go up. A good 40% chance, or even better than that for some folks. And now, again, the qualifier is like yesterday. Some folks will see some decent downpours. Others aren't going to see anything. And that'll be the situation today. We are going to make it up to 96 later on this afternoon. And like I said off the top, we did hit 101 before this line of clouds moved in. You could look off to the north and you could see it coming down here, and it eventually moved on in, but again, not before we did hit 101. And it was a nice line of rain that moved on through. And again, some folks picked up, a couple of decent showers here and there. Here's the computer model, and it's got a couple little sprinkly showers around as the morning progresses. And then by later on this afternoon, we'll start to see a few more of these showers kind of popping up around here. Yeah, and they'll be sort of scattered in nature. You could see a decent downpour, some blustery winds, and then that's going to be the situation through the evening hours, maybe even a couple of stragglers. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Perhaps a couple of showers in the morning. The better chance of rain is going to be popping up later on in the afternoon, and then the same thing on Saturday. So it's a good pattern to be in with the cloud cover. We keep temperatures down just in the mid-90s, actually slightly below normal. 90 today at noon. We'll have a couple of showers popping up here and there, even a few of them say mid-morning or so. And then later on this afternoon, we'll see the better chance for some rain, 96 for a high temperature. And pretty much, like I said, cut and paste. Same thing tomorrow, same thing on Saturday. Then Sunday, a leftover shower or two is possible. One or two of them out there, and then we will start to heat up. So we did hit 100 yesterday. That puts us in 101 technically, second place, tied for second place with 57 days. And with this forecast, then we will tie for first place on Wednesday.
It was like I was at the track last night, like at a horse race, watching those storms come. Come on, baby, come on.
Saying the same thing.
You can do it. Come on around the bend.
Because those clouds, you could see them just looking right up north, looking at radar and the app, and yeah.
It worked.
It worked, at least today. Yesterday. Hopefully we get more.
We will see some more scattered.
That's awesome. Okay. Great. Okay, nice way to mix things up in this August. 452, 78 degrees.
And it's time to hit the field once again with the Rockford Peaches. We're going to tell you about the new League of Their Own series debuting on streaming.
Lottery numbers, pick 3, 379 Fireball 3. Your daily 4 numbers, 6773 Fireball 3.
Cash 5, 3, 23, 25, 31, 35. Lotto Texas, missed that, sorry. Powerball 29, 44, 59, 61, 68. Powerball 19, Power Play 2. And if you really want your Lotto Texas, there it is again, 6, 12, 21, 23, 34, 37.
It was a secret for a moment. Welcome back. There's still no crying in baseball thanks to a new series on Prime Video.
For the latest what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
We're here for the tryouts.
I don't think you understand. This is the All-American League.
We're pretty All-American. Who was that?
It's time to hit the field once again with the Rockford Peaches, the movie A League of Their Own, now a TV series, starring Darcy Carden and Melanie Field as 1940s women who just want to play ball. Carden tells me the movie meant everything to her.
It was one of those movies that, like, when you see it as a kid, it kind of breaks your brain open. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't just like I like that. It was kind of like a like I need that. I need to be a part of that anymore. Yeah, it was.
A League of Their Own debuts Friday on Prime Video.
And I'm about to reveal the dark, twisted secrets of the Hammer family.
A new docuseries will dive into the alleged dark side of Armie Hammer and his family. The House of Hammer features interviews with women who accuse the actor of sexual abuse, as well as his aunt Casey, talking about skeletons in the Hammer closet. That'll premiere on Discovery Plus September 2nd. And another new documentary, this one quite different. It's about legendary comedian Steve Martin, and we're told the two-part film will premiere on Apple TV Plus. No name for it or debut date. And happy birthday to Oscar, Emmy, and Tony Award-winning actress Viola Davis. She's 57 today, while Thor, Chris Hemsworth, is 39. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Time now, 4:56 and 78 degrees for now.
Still ahead on GMSA, several lawmakers are demanding answers after former President Trump's home was raided by the FBI. Now the former president has invoked his Fifth Amendment protections in another legal matter.
Plus, why you could be getting some money back from the city of San Antonio and CPS Energy.
And checking TransGuide right now, here's that incident that Stephen is helping us track right now. He just walked in the studio. We'll have a live update from him coming up.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning, I'm Jonathan Cotto. It's the Schertz-Cibolo Universal City Independent School District's first day of school coming up on GMSA. We'll talk to you about some new and exciting academic programs and extracurricular options.
We're learning more about the raid on former President Trump's Florida estate. I'm Mike Ajachi reporting in Washington. Coming up, how the FBI found out about the stored documents.
And taking a look outside with live cam, we're excited about the days to come because of those chances of rain. Right now, we're at 77 degrees.
Good morning. It is Thursday, August 11th.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had some rain yesterday. Mark did.
I did. Very exciting. And you know what? You and I have lived here long enough. I remember some stormy Julys and some searing Augusts around here, Mike Osterhage. It's almost like we've done a little flip-flop.
Yeah. You know, like you had brought up again yesterday when we were in the throes of all this in July. It's like maybe August will be a little bit better. Well, so far so good, except yesterday before those clouds moved on in. We kept looking up there going, please get in here quicker. But we did hit 101. So that was day number 57 officially out there. But we're not going to be hitting hundreds today because of the extra cloud cover. 78 degrees right now. That dew point is at 70. So yeah, it's not necessarily in your face kind of humidity, but there is some out there. 96 for a high temperature later on this afternoon. And as far as the aquifer is concerned, yesterday's reading did drop down 0.2 of a foot, and the allergens mold is on the low side. All right, something that's nice to show this morning is radar. Not much, just a little bit on there. Nothing showing up in our immediate vicinity, but just right up there to the north, we've got a couple of these showers that are moving down into Gillespie County, right around Fredericksburg. Not a lot, but these will continue. We'll see a couple more developing, say, northern portions of the hill country in the next few hours, and then by about mid-morning, even a couple more of these showers. And also, just to be on the safe side, not a bad idea to take a light little rain jacket and kind of stuff it in the backpack today. So a couple of showers developing this morning, and then later on scattered showers and some storms. 40% chance for some rain. Same thing tomorrow, same thing on Saturday. So today, tomorrow, Saturday are almost identical to each other. Then we go into Sunday, and a leftover shower or two is going to be possible. We'll stay in the upper 90s, although warm up in a couple of degrees because we'll stay in the mid 90s today, and then it looks like back to some triple digits once we get in toward the middle portion of next week. So more on these rain chances. Still a good looking forecast as far as having some rain in it. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, good morning, Stephen. Guess you got something to talk about already this morning, right?
Another day, Mike, on the roadways where we are seeing some issues. Let's get a look. I-10 at Huebner. This is a shot our friends at TransGuide have shown us. We really aren't seeing a whole lot of activity out there. First responders obviously on the scene. You can see them off on the shoulder lane, but this is not causing an issue for drivers in the westbound lanes of I-10. In fact, because it's so early, we're not too concerned with it. But of course, as always, we hope everybody is okay. It is taking first responders a little while to clear this up, so we have to make sure we give them the room that they need to get the job done. But just a heads up, this is in the westbound lanes of I-10, so as we bring you in, we're really not picking up that slowdown. But this is right there near Huebner Road. Again, just a crash that is not causing issues, but it does seem like it is taking a little while for those first responders to clear it up, so let's make sure we give them plenty of time. Thankfully, make sure you give yourself plenty of time if you're traveling into the Alamo City from any of these communities. Good news is no delays just yet. I-10 coming in from Bernie, it's a 24-minute drive time at this hour, 27 on 281 southbound heading in from Bulverde, and a 25-minute drive time on I-35 southbound heading in from New Braunfels. So we're looking pretty good there, but hopefully we will have a better update here, and it looks like we may just be able to report one. Those first responders now leaving that crash scene, but we're going to continue to watch this area closely along with other roadways here in San Antonio coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, stuff.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, San Antonio police say a man is in the hospital after he was shot in the jaw overnight. Happened just before 3 a.m. in the 700 block of South San Bernardo near South General McMullen. SAPD says officers found bullet casings from two different weapons in the street in front of what appeared to be some sort of shelter. Police say the victim was sleeping in the shelter when the shooting happened. There's no word on his official condition. So far, there are no suspects, and as far as we know, no witnesses. Several major school districts are returning to class this week. The list continues today. We've got Schertz-Cibolo Universal City ISD gearing up for their first day of school.
And with the start of the new school year also comes new programs. Let's go ahead and go live to Jonathan Cotto.
Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Mark. I'm right outside of Simple Elementary here in Schertz, where in just a couple of hours we know parents, teachers, and students will be arriving for their very first day of school. And with that first day of school comes a lot of new and exciting programs. Let's throw up a graphic and talk about what students and their parents can expect as the new academic school year begins. We know students can expect the addition of art at the elementary level during their special rotations to accompany music, PE, and computers. And 1.5 million DODA and SUAC ISD partnership grant through the 2026 year for Ramp Up clubs. That's the readiness in academic, mental, and personal wellness. Now, Ramp Up provides an opportunity for students to participate in STEAM, that's science, technology, engineering, arts, and math club and or a wellness club. The grant will fund up to 2 clubs on each campus, one with a STEAM focus and one with a wellness focus. Now, these clubs are open to all kids, and the district, keeping in mind the military and community, say these clubs will allow students to join at any time. Now, also the UIL Academics A+. These academic events span the curriculum and are designed to complement and expand upon what students learned in the classroom, both through learning skills that are valuable in many disciplines. Students will participate in an invitational campus competition, and the top scorers in each event will advance to a district-level competition. Some of the academics UIL clubs will include storytelling, chess, puzzle, creative writing, music, memory, and number sense. Mark, Stephanie, that is just a little bit of what students, teachers, and parents can expect this new school year here at SEUC ISD. And of course, coming up on GMSA, we'll be taking a deeper look into this school district that forms one of the larger school districts in our area, and of course, the topic on everyone's mind, that is safety and security. Reporting live from Schertz, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Jonathan, thank you. Staying with that theme, a new program by the Comal County Sheriff's Office aimed at protecting elementary school students in the light of the Uvalde shooting. The goal is to build up Comal's reserve deputies. Those deputies will go through 30 to 45 days of training and testing, and then they'll specifically protect elementary school campuses. Right now, school resource officers are only on middle and high school campuses. Sheriff Mark Reynolds says they're recruiting honorably retired law enforcement and those with Texas peace officer licenses to expedite the process for this school year.
I'd like to be a part of combating that evil in our world and making a difference. Hopefully it never comes to that.
The program is already attracting highly qualified candidates with a new sense of duty. If you'd like to join the Comal County Reserve Deputy School Resource Officer Program, call Lieutenant Mark Long at 830-620-3400, extension 2007.
And federal changes in how the monkeypox vaccine is administered means more people in our community will get the vaccine. Now, officials say those over 18 years old now can get the smaller doses through the skin instead of the muscle. Metro Health announced last week it received 1,000 vaccines and would distribute them among the clinics that serve the high-risk groups. Some of those clinics have already given out their vaccines to those with weakened immune systems. However, the Care Clinic, which just received its shipment, will not be able to serve 300 people. Well, Metro Health says they have already put in an order for more vaccines, but it's not clear when the shipment will arrive.
Now to former President Trump, the latest on the raid of his Florida estate.
Republican lawmakers continue to pressure the Justice Department to shed light on the reasoning behind the search warrant. ABC's Ika Jachi is in Washington with more.
This morning, we're learning more about what initiated federal agents executing a search warrant at former President Trump's Florida estate. According to Newsweek, back in June, someone familiar with the stored papers told investigators there may be more classified documents at Trump's private club. This after the National Archives retrieved 15 boxes earlier this year. 2 months later, 24 federal agents were back at Mar-a-Lago executing a search warrant for documents Trump allegedly took improperly from the White House. FBI Director Christopher Wray, who was appointed by Trump, was asked for details on the search and whether he's concerned about possible threats to agents from Trump's supporters.
Appreciate that's not something that I can talk about, so I'd refer you to the department. As to the issue of threats, I will say that I'm always concerned about violence and threats of violence against law enforcement.
Leading Republicans continue to demand answers, even bringing up Hillary Clinton's emails.
We can't have a two-tiered system of justice in America. How come you did not negotiate something with the president as you did with Hillary Clinton about her emails?
How do you feel, Mr. Trump? How do you feel?
Meanwhile, the former president's legal issues continue to expand. In a completely unrelated matter, Trump appearing before New York's Attorney General for a sworn deposition related to a civil case accusing the Trump family business of misrepresenting the values of its properties. He testified for 4 hours, not including breaks, Trump declining to answer questions, citing his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Trump said he changed his mind about pleading the Fifth, but claimed he had no choice because of what he feels are partisan attacks by the federal government. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
10 minutes past the hour, about 77 degrees.
And still ahead, why Google is pushing Apple to adopt a new kind of text messaging system.
Outside with live cam, scattered showers and storms were in the area yesterday afternoon. Did I just say storms? I meant storms.
I understand.
Everybody speaks Mark now. That's a good thing for me. Hey, it's early. You're watching TMSA. We'll be right back. 5:14, the city of San Antonio is expecting a windfall from CPS Energy this year.
And top city staff want to send about $50 million of it back to you. And instead of taxes, the city gets a portion of the utilities revenues, and soaring temperatures and bills mean the city is expecting to take in $75 million more than it had expected. With City Council discussing next year's budget at a meeting this morning, staff are suggesting $45 million of the extra money be divvied up among customers as a credit on their October bills.
The rebate would be based on customers' energy usage in July, but the city expects the average residential customer would get about $31. Another $5 million would go into the Utilities Assistance Program for low-income customers. We do have more details on this story on KSAT.com.
Time now, 5:14 and 77 degrees for now.
Still ahead, we're checking out LG's new 97-inch OLED TV. OLED, yeah, TV that has a new unique feature when it comes to sound.
If you haven't tried Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray, what are you waiting for? It's Dawn's fastest and easiest way to clean everyday dishes. On simple messes, just spray, wipe, and rinse. On tough messes, its spray-activated suds have 5 times faster grease cleaning power to break down grease without water. Plus, its targeted spray cleans even hard-to-reach places better. So, replace your dish soap with Dawn Power Wash and spray your dishes clean.
Allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose, provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. Be wise all. Take Zysol at night.
More and more cat parents are feeding Tastefuls from Blue Buffalo because it's tasty and healthy. Wow. And now Blue Tastefuls comes in single-serve portions. Just snap it, peel it, pop it, chop it. Pick up Tastefuls singles and find out why one taste is all it takes.
In today's Tech Bites, Google is urging Apple to fix the way it handles texts. The company wants Apple to adopt a next-generation standard for text messaging to replace SMS. Google says the new standard addresses the green-blue text bubble issue between Android and iPhone users. And a new 97-inch TV from LG Display promises to create movie-like sound. The giant panel vibrates, helping produce audio without the use of a built-in speaker. It's expected to cost about $25,000 when it becomes available later this year. And finally, more teens addicted to their phones and tablets. The number of teens who admit they're almost always online has nearly doubled since 2014, jumping to 46%. Researchers say the app teens use the most, YouTube. Those are your Tech Bites.
5:19.
Let's go ahead and check back with Stephen Cavazos.
So looking pretty good out here on TransGuide. We had a better update regarding that crash off of I-10. So drivers, just be on the lookout. While we're not spotting any issues on TransGuide just yet, we do know that problems tend to pick up a little bit later on. And we know that there are still several active construction spots taking place in and around the Alamo City. Grab those phones. You're going to need them in just a moment. But as we get a quick look around town, you're in the clear. So if you're one of those lucky few that has to head out the door in the next few moments, enjoy your travels. But right now, let's get you to the map because, as I mentioned, quiet right now from what we're seeing, but there's still several active construction spots. One of the areas that we are watching and continue to watch is over here off of Loop 410 over on the west side of San Antonio. Barrier work continues to take place, and we're going to see more work pick up over the weekend, Saturday, August 13th up until Saturday, August 20th. So that's a week's work from 7 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon is when drivers can expect a full closure of the northbound entrance ramp from Marbach Road. So again, grab those phones, open your camera app. You can scan that QR code that will take you to the KSAT traffic page. Has a list of all the closures taking place in and around our area. So if you need to plan your commute or know which areas to avoid, make sure that you head to that page and scroll to the bottom of the screen.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen.
It's cell phone story. Saw a meme a few weeks back and quoted the music lyrics, and everybody's picture of people just looking at their phone says, "We are all just prisoners of our own device."
Oh, that's true.
Anyway, yesterday we had plenty of sunshine, and then watching those clouds come on in here, and there was the leading edge of the clouds right around dinner time, just before the sun was going down. Didn't come in soon enough to keep us from getting up to 101. So that was day number 57. We're now tied for second place as far as the most triple-digit days here in town officially. We've got mostly clear skies right now. We'll see a few clouds trying to pop up. We had a great picture of the almost full moon just a little bit ago, and obviously more clouds up to the north. A couple of showers up there. I mean, this is not any big deal, but just a few of these sliding in toward Fredericksburg, and some of this energy, if these do indeed hold together, will continue to work their way down to the south. But here in town for the morning commute, I think it's going to be fairly dry. We won't see any showers around here, although you might want to just be on the safe side. It's going to be a Murphy's Law type thing. If you don't stuff a little rain jacket in the backpack, then the kids will need it. If you do, they won't. It's like getting your car washed. But we will have a couple more showers developing throughout the mid-morning hours, and only about a 20% chance for some rain. Temperatures will move up through the 80s, and then as we get into the afternoon, that's when rain chances do start to go up even more. We'll top off only at 96 degrees today, so actually a below normal day, normal high being 97, and a 40% chance for a couple of showers and a couple of thunderstorms out there. So here's the computer model, and this is initializing with a couple of these showers sort of around the area, and this one doesn't have really anything throughout the morning hours. I think there may be one or two of them, and then as we get into the afternoon, you can see the showers starting to develop with the afternoon heating. Now, once again, like yesterday, and as this depicts, not everybody's going to be seeing rain from this. We will have more scattered ones around here. Even a couple of decent downpours can be expected, as well as some blustery winds around any of these thunderstorms that pop up. And this will be the situation through the evening hours. And then we'll do it all over again tomorrow. A couple of showers there in the morning, and then more continuing to develop throughout the rest of the afternoon. So forecast, still, it's an encouraging forecast as far as rain is concerned. 90 at noon. Couple of showers scattered about here and there, not really any big deal throughout the morning hours, and then later on this afternoon, the better chance for some rain with a high up to 96. And same thing tomorrow, same thing on Saturday, with mid-90s and the 40% chance for some showers and a couple of thunderstorms. So hopefully over the course of 3 days, if you don't get rain today, you'll get it tomorrow or on Saturday, as the case may be. A couple of leftover showers on Sunday as well. And then we'll start to warm back up and approach 100 by Tuesday and Wednesday.
Well, one, we have a lot of catching up to do. Two, spreading it out over multiple days is way better than, say, a tropical depression just kind of parking and dumping us on just 36 hours.
Right, which obviously this is not going to be the case. You may see, like I said, a couple of heavy downpours, but to catch up, it would take almost 2 feet of rain. Yeah. Which, that's not going to happen unless something sits on top of us. Which, right. Yeah,
back to the whole be careful what you ask for kind of thing.
Yes.
Indeed.
523, about 78 degrees.
And coming up next in your morning spotlight, actress Michelle Yeoh is set to be honored. Plus, there's new music from the Goo Goo Dolls.
The Goo Goo Dolls are releasing new music. Plus, Oscar winner Diane Keaton gets to channel an old soul.
Here's CNN's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
I am really good.
I don't believe you.
Believe it. Michelle Yeoh is receiving massive praise for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And now she's set to receive the Kirk Douglas Award for Excellence in Film from the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. The award honors a lifelong contributor to cinema. The presentation will take place at a black tie dinner December 9th.
Lay down, Moonchild, and think about who you want to be.
I'm a 70-year-old woman trapped in the body of a 30-year-old who just needs a minute to rest.
Oscar winner Diane Keaton gets to channel an old soul 30-year-old in the new comedy Mac and Rita.
I thought it was fun. It was like an opportunity to try and feel what that could have been like, you know?
You can see what it's like when Mac and Rita opens in theaters Friday.
You're so conceited, but you're insecure. You're always busy, but you look so bored.
Yeah, I Like You is the first track on the Goo Goo Dolls' new album, Chaos in Bloom, available Friday. The band is touring the U.S. in support of the album. Check googooDolls.com/tour for show dates and venues. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And time now, 5:28 and 77 degrees for now.
Still ahead on GMSA as prices slowly start to go down again at the pump and other places. What key economists are now saying about the nation's recovery from record inflation.
Plus, your Disney Plus subscription is about to get more expensive. We're going to tell you how much more you'll have to pay.
Ahead on GMSA at 6, how would you like to be the next Batman? Turns out you can live just like the Cape Crusader right here in San Antonio. We'll explain. Making headlines this morning with gas and other prices finally dropping, why some economists are now cautiously optimistic about the nation's economic future.
Good morning, I'm Jonathan Cotto. Coming up on GMSA, we'll be taking a look at SEUC ISD by the numbers. It's one of the larger school districts in our area, and today it's their first day of school.
And after hitting the triple digits yesterday, the forecast now looking encouraging. We're going to be checking in with Mike right now.
It is another back to school day. We're going to see those off and on for weeks to come. Good morning. It's Thursday, August 11th.
Thanks for joining us. Happy back to school for those going back today. And we might get some breaks, you know, as far as the rain goes and the temperatures.
Yes, temperatures, like you said, we did hit 101 yesterday. Those clouds kept moving on in here. Didn't get in here quite soon enough to prevent us from hitting triple digits for the 57th time this year now. And outside right now, you can see we do have mostly clear skies. 78 at the airport, dew points at 70, so not in your face. Not pushing back kind of humidity. Wind out of the south primarily, just on about 5 miles per hour. Nothing is showing up. This is some clutter around the radar set up there around New Braunfels, but we've got these couple little showers heading in toward Fredericksburg, one or two of them right there around Fredericksburg, sliding down to the south. A little disturbance moving down through here. We'll have a couple of showers possibly around this morning, although I think the commute from now through 7, 8 o'clock is going to be on the dry side here in town and most of the metropolitan area, but then we'll see a few more developing by later on in the morning. Mold is on the low side. Throughout the rest of today, again, a shower or two. It's one of those days where not a bad idea just to have, you've got one of those little tiny rain jackets for the kids that can kind of wad up in a ball and stuff in their backpack. It's not a bad idea just because we'll have a couple of scattered showers around later on this afternoon, a few of them at noon, and then more later on. 96 for a high temperature and even some leftover showers into this evening. Then we'll do this again tomorrow as well as on Saturday. When do we see the hundreds again, or will we? Well, yeah, we will, but we'll answer that question coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Steven, still got those problems?
Well, it looks like things have cleared up better for us here on the roadways. Mike, as we get a look around town, 37 at Jones Avenue. Not a lot of folks out there, and that's some good news, especially if your travels start early. As we get a look around town, there's 35 at Olympia. Had the chance to drive up 35 yesterday, and I actually enjoyed the drive. So you can probably do the same right now if you have to hit the roads in the next few minutes, but always be on the lookout. We talk construction, and of course we are going to be talking about school buses as well. But as we get a look at the map, nothing major is going to slow you down just yet. And I'm just also noticing a little bit of a slowdown up 35 heading toward New Braunfels, I should say. We know that there's a lot of barrier work, striping work that takes place there. So I'll find out exactly what's going on and how that's going to impact your early commute. But right now, if you're going to be traveling in from any of these communities, you are in luck. 29 minutes, pretty green from Seguin on I-10 westbound, 33 minutes on 87 northbound, heading in from Lavernia, and it's just a 27-minute drive time if you're traveling up from Flotusville. So things are still looking good if you plan to head to the Alamo City in the next few minutes. And back here in town, traffic is picking up there at 35 at Alamo. We'll watch the roads closely, and we'll find out what's slowing down traffic north of New Braunfels in the next few minutes. Mark Stuff.
Thank you, Stephen. Several major districts are returning to class today. Shirt-Cibolo Universal City Independent School District is among them.
Our Jonathan Cotto joins us live in Shirts with more. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Stephanie. I think this is as quiet as we're going to see this elementary school here this morning, because we know in a couple of hours, school buses, teachers, parents, students arriving for their first day of school. This is SCUC ISD, one of the larger school districts in our area. But what does that school district, or this school district, look like in numbers? Let's pull up a graphic and talk about SCUC ISD. Now, we know they've enrolled 15,877 students at the end of 21-22 academic school year. They have a total of 17 campuses. That's 8 elementary schools, 3 intermediates, 5 through 6, and 2 junior high schools with 2 traditional high schools and 1 non-traditional high school, and of course 1 disciplinary alternative campus. Now, they have a total of 320 new hires this school year, of which 175 are teachers new to this district, and a total number of 1,900 terrific employees that are going to be forming part of this new school year and planning amazing things for students that are planning to head back to their first day of school here this morning. Coming up on GMSA, we're going to be talking safety, security, and also hoping to speak with parents and teachers as they make their way into school here this morning. We'll also be speaking with the principal later on at GMSA at 9. Reporting live from Schertz, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Jonathan, thank you. Here's a question. Have we finally turned the corner on inflation? Economists say it is too soon to know right now.
However, as CNN's Amy Kiley reports, new numbers are making some of them sound hopeful.
It feels like, we're going to get some better news here.
Some economists are starting to sound hopeful about prices in the U.S. going down.
Even though we got this cooling, ongoing pressures on food prices and gasoline prices, those could come back at any time.
Make that cautiously hopeful.
It's not going to be a straight line, I'm sure. There's going to be ups and downs and all arounds, and there's going to be disappointments. But I do think we're going to feel a lot better about inflation, a year from now.
New data show the consumer price index didn't change between June and July. Gas prices continue dropping. A gallon of regular cost $4.68 about a month ago. Now it's about $4. A vice president at Gas Buddy says that trend could continue, but it's hurricane season, so don't get too excited.
If we see any major storm, I would say a category 3 or stronger, targeting an area between New Orleans and Houston. Buckle up.
The oil prices are really key. It shows up most quickly with regard to gas prices, but it's going to show up in food prices.
Economists say cheaper diesel means cheaper shipping and eventually cheaper food. But the U.S. isn't there yet. Food prices went up between June and July, and overall prices are still much higher than a year ago, leaving some Americans struggling to buy necessities.
Our goal, and we think it is absolutely possible, is to lower prices and get to a point of more steady, stable growth.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has declared victory of the coronavirus epidemic in his country. His announcement comes nearly 3 months after the country reported its first case, which was back in May. The North Korean leader's sister, Kim Yo-jong, also claimed that she had, quote, deeply suffered from a high fever during the COVID outbreak. She also blamed South Korea for the epidemic and has called for, quote, deadly retaliation against its neighbor.
In El Paso, firefighters and bystanders came together as heroes Tuesday to rescue a woman moments before her car got swallowed up in a flooding sinkhole. Now, this was all caught on video, and working together, they pulled her out of the back window right before the vehicle became submerged. It happened after the sinkhole opened up due to a water main break. Now, the woman was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The massive size of the sinkhole was then revealed when crews removed the vehicle and started working to repair that water main break.
In Michigan, what started as a joke has turned into a squeaky clean success. The Moist Towelette Museum has one of the most unusual collections you will ever see. It's hidden in the back corner of an office at a planetarium at Michigan State University. John French is the man behind it. He says he started collecting moist towelettes 30 years ago. Most have been given to him from people who have heard his story. French has more than 1,000 towelettes from his collection from all over the world. Those little packets that just seem to last forever.
Very interesting. Time now 5:39, 77 degrees for now.
Still ahead, why new GM vehicle owners may have to pay for an extra service whether they want to or not.
And also next, why there will be new and tasty food options at the Spurs games this coming season.
Outside with live cam on your Thursday morning. Glad you're with us here on GMSA. If you didn't get a shower or storm yesterday, Mike says Mother Nature is continuing the buffet today. You might get a helping. We'll talk to him coming up. 5:42, the Spurs looking for some new teammates this season in the food department.
They're opening up part of their concession stands for locally owned small restaurants. Our RJ Marcus spoke with the organization about this culinary program.
You can't go wrong with good food at a Spurs game. And this season, there will be 4 new options thanks to the culinary residency program.
We have been striving over the last few years to get more local to reflect the city that we represent.
The program brings together minority chefs and restaurants to keep food fresh and current inside the arena.
Over the last few years, we put a lot of effort and focus into making sure that our food has gotten more diverse.
But it's not all about adding more food options to the menu. Helping minority businesses grow is also part of the program.
Historically, minority-owned businesses face inequities when it comes to trying to get access to capital, grow their business, exposure.
These restaurant owners will meet with Spurs sports and entertainment officials to learn more about marketing, finance, and building their business.
Our role in this is to be able to help amplify their businesses, and we're hoping that by fans coming here in the arena and experiencing their food, it drives them to their brick and mortar.
All the staff, food, and ingredients will be provided for free for the restaurants that are selected for this culinary residency program, and each restaurant will get to showcase their food for 9 Spurs games this season. Nearly 200 local restaurants have applied with Monday's deadline approaching, each with their own unique story to share.
There are a lot of compelling stories on who deserves and wants and should be a part of the program.
We're focused on building leaders and legacies where we live, learn, work, and play. So everything that we do is centered around equity.
RJ Marcus, KSAT 12 News.
5:43, about 77 degrees.
And up next, the San Antonio Humane Society has another furry friend that needs a new home.
Well, if you just want to see the cutest little face here, this little baby, Kim, is here. And who is this one?
Oh, this sweet little baby is Mal. Mal is a 2-month-old, a little bit of a terrier mix. Super sweet, but it's definitely going to get bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Going to want to run and be outside.
But
for now, I just want to cuddle with you. Yes, I want to have fun.
Short coat, beautiful coloring, the shade of gray that it is.
Yeah, short coat, easy to take care of, everything. So, yeah. So sweet. So I'm just going to fall asleep right now.
I know.
Mike, you have that.
What you got going on?
So we are in need of beach towels, right? So it's the end of summer. You're going through your stuff, putting things away. We need your beach towels for our doggies. So especially the bigger dogs, after surgery, we put them on there and transport them back and forth. So if you've got some beach towels that you're like, need to retire, bring them to us.
Well, or even old just towels.
Old
too.
towels, yes,
if you
absolutely.
want to kind of freshen up, around the house or something like that. That would
fall
be
cleaning, right?
Yeah.
Getting ready for fall.
and of course, you've got all these things listed on Amazon wish list.
Yes,
too,
everything's on our Amazon wish list, so you can go to that as well. But yeah, you can drop them off at our Fredericksburg location if you would like to come, or we're also out at our Brooks location too. So.
And I don't know if you can see it, but we're talking about the color of her coat, but her eyes match and absolutely gorgeous. So more information on little Mal and everything else out there at the San Antonio Humane Society, 4004 Fredericksburg Road, just outside Loop 410, 226-7461. I know a lot of people give me that reaction there. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Very cute. In your morning consumer headlines, get ready to drop an extra $1,500 if you buy a new General Motors vehicle. The manufacturer is now making a 3-year subscription to OnStar Standard. That's a service known for offering navigation services and helping to locate stolen vehicles. And for a while now, GM vehicles have come with OnStar hardware already installed. However, subscribing to the service was optional. New vehicles still technically listed as an option. However, they'll still have to pay the $1,500 subscription fee.
Wow. Okay. Your subscription, Disney Plus is getting more expensive. The company says it will now cost $10.99 a month. That's a $3 jump. Previous price point $7.99 will be the price of a new ad-supported subscription tier. That is set to debut here in the U.S. December 8th. Disney also adding new bundle options. Disney Plus and Hulu with ads will cost $9.99. Those 2 plus ESPN Plus with ads will cost $13.99. It's all adding up, isn't it?
Yes, it is, very quickly. And time now 5:49, and it looks like a slowdown there in I-35. Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen.
Yeah, remember we mentioned this a little bit earlier in the newscast. Saw a little bit of a slowdown. This is just a smidge north of New Braunfels, and you can see it's not a good one. This is bumper to bumper there, and I was able to do some digging there. We found out exactly what's taking place. But right now, before we get to that, we have to talk about that big slowdown that we're seeing. This is in the northbound lanes of 35. Again, just a little bit north of New Braunfels, but let's just get you to the map because what we're seeing over there is just a big buildup of traffic that has been stretching, and that right now that's near FM 306 in the northbound lanes. Right now, traffic moving at just 14 miles per hour, but it barely looks like it's even moving at all, actually. So we know that there is some work taking place there that started overnight, and in fact, this is some surface treatment according to TxDOT. Now, what we're learning is that this did start again overnight Thursday, August 11th, and should wrap up on Friday, August 12th. So we have another night to go of this, but it's from 8 in the evening to 5 in the morning. The lanes that are impacted are actually going to be both the north and southbound main lanes from Watson Lane East to FM 306. So we see that buildup that is taking place out there. It is not looking good. 35 at Kohlenberg. So if you have plans to travel north of New Braunfels, make sure that you plan ahead. We'll be finding a solution for you as well. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
Look at the line of cars going in behind you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the way in that curve up there.
That's pretty remarkable stuff.
Hard to miss.
Yeah. Man. All right, yesterday, watching, I love that. God paint the sky, beautiful Texas Hill Country. Yeah, amen to that. Look at those vivid colors out there. There were some of the clouds, obviously, that started to move in right around sunset time. They moved from north to south, obviously not soon enough to prevent us from hitting 100 again, 101 to be exact out there at the airport. Got some clear skies right now, and obviously nothing is showing up on radar, a little clutter around the radar site. And these couple of sprinkles, which... it's almost not even worth showing radar right now, but they've kind of moved into Gillespie County around Fredericksburg and fizzled on out. But a few more than even way up at the top of your screen up there. So what good indication that we still have this flow coming in here out of the north. You get these disturbances kind of wrapping around that big high that's been plaguing us all summer long. But now it's at least throwing some disturbances in here for our rain chances, which we had those yesterday and then even better today, tomorrow, as well as Saturday. We're in the upper 70s. We'll stay in the upper 70s this morning. I've just got that 10% number in here for a shower popping up like in the hill country, one or two of them, few and far between. Morning commute, though, most part for most everybody is going to be on the dry side. Then we'll see a couple of showers here and there this morning. Not a big deal, little sunshine thrown in. But this afternoon is when we'll start to see more activity developing, sort of like yesterday, and a better chance than yesterday. 96 for a high temperature, about a 40% chance for some of those showers and storms. And if you do get one of these, now, it's been saying not everybody's going to be seeing rain. It won't be raining constantly. But if you do get one of these showers, there is a pretty good amount of moisture in the atmosphere, so you get it to kind of squeeze out. Could have a decent downpour here or there with some of these showers. Here's one of the computer models that tends to kind of broad brush things, and it does have the chance of rain scattered about the area today, going into the early evening hours. And then the same thing tomorrow with scattered showers around the area throughout the rest of the day, and also on into Saturday we will have some of those scattered showers around. And this particular computer model also wants to keep a few of them left over, I think, early on Sunday. Then that will start to taper off, and then it's going to be back to a lot more sunshine and hotter temperatures as we approach next week. 90 at noon. Few showers scattered about here and there, just one or two of them, but then the better chance of rain later on this afternoon. 96 high temperature with actually a degree below normal. Showers, a couple of storms, some blustery winds in and around any of those storms. A decent downpour is possible, and that's going to be the case tomorrow, Saturday. A few leftover showers on Sunday, back to a normal high temperature on Sunday, and then upper 90s. And right now, looks like next shot at triple digits will be Tuesday and Wednesday. And that will tie us on Wednesday for first place. Yay. Made it.
Yay.
Moving up the list.
Not a good list to move up on.
I understand.
But at least we have this little break now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
5:53, about 77 degrees.
And police in Cibolo get introduced to a slithery new friend. Details next.
Good morning. Coming up, the latest on former President Trump's deposition, sitting down as part of a civil investigation into his business, refusing, though, to answer questions. Also, the new inflation report and the hope we finally reached a turning point. We're breaking down the good and the bad and what could come next for the economy. Plus, why summer is a particularly dangerous time for teenagers on the road. Our Juju Chang took her 18-year-old son for an eye-opening driver's test. All that's coming up right here on GMA.
Take a look at what Cibolo police wrangled up yesterday. A snake believed between 10 and 12 feet long. This is by Kitty Hawk and Pilot Point. Joseph Villarreal says he took his dog out for a walk when this guy slithered by. Called Cibolo police, and they were able to use a recycling bin to get hold of the snake. Police posed with the python. There they are. They say the reptile is being turned over to Texas game wardens. Ahead in the next hour of Good Morning San Antonio, your kids are beginning to return to class, but districts are still facing a shortage. We'll tell you about the dire need for substitute teachers. Checking TransGuide. This is one of our big problems right now. This is heading out of New Braunfels on I-35. Stephen is on top of this and any other problems. We'll talk to him coming up right here on GMSA. One more hour to go. This morning, a man's in the hospital with a gunshot wound to the jaw after an incident on the city's west side. We'll tell you more about it.
And let's look outside with live cam this morning. 77 degrees for now, and looking forward to some rain today.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, August 11th.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you've had a good week so far. And just to let you know, several area school districts are returning to class today. This includes Schertz, Cibolo, Universal City ISD, Southside Isd, and Lytle ISD.
Let's get an early look at what the bus stop may be looking like for those of you heading back to class today. Mike Osterhage joined us now. Hey, how you doing?
Good. For the bus stop this morning, warm and humid. You know, we got a couple of sprinkles up to the north, but they're dying down even as we speak. But then later on this afternoon, if you got a light little rain jacket, one of those that kind of wads up into the ball and tucks into itself and all that, stick that in a backpack just to be on the safe side, just to have it in there and then keep it around for the next couple of days. So we actually have some clear skies here in town right now, and this is just a little clutter on the radar site right there. And these few showers, been watching a couple of these, and notice how they got into right around Fredericksburg, Oglesby County, and just sort of fell apart. A couple more further up to the north, and then even further north of there, which this is not going to amount to anything, but good indication we have these disturbances, this flow coming in here out of the north, and then as things really heat up this afternoon, that's going to get that going again. Mold is on the low side. Updated count will come out later on this morning, just after about 7 o'clock. So upper 70s will stay pretty steady, and winds out of the south 10, 15 miles per hour. And then by noon, we are going to make it up to the upper 80s. A few clouds hanging around here, and then we'll start to see those showers and a couple of thunderstorms developing by later on this afternoon. And we're going to stay at 96 for a high temperature today, which is actually a degree below normal. Again, not everybody's going to be seeing rain today, but if you do, you might see a decent downpour, some blustery winds, and then that's going to be, at least we have the rain chances in here tomorrow as well as on Saturday. So if you miss out any of these days, maybe you can make up for it on the other days. All the details for the weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, big problem out there in there, Steve.
Yeah, it looks like a slow-moving parking lot, Mike. Our 35 at Kohlenberg, this is a shot that we showed you. Actually, friends at TransGuide were able to turn the camera around to show us a little bit more of that buildup that we continue to see. A little bit of a fuzzy shot out there, but we know it's obviously still pretty dark, and we see a lot of folks making their way out already heading north of New Braunfels. So we know that there's some surface pavement work that's going on out there. That has taken a little while, and that's obviously led to a delay. So keep in mind, if you are traveling north of New Braunfels, you will see that traffic barely moving now, even slower than what we saw before at 9 miles per hour, according to our map. But of course, we are looking at those solutions for you. Quick one here. It is still pretty early to actually exit Creekside Crossing and turn left onto FM 1101. I'm missing a digit there, so just watch out. But make sure you take a left out to FM 1101. You can continue a little bit further and actually take a left onto Watson Lane East. You'll hit I-35 northbound that way if you'd like to avoid all that mess. If you don't have plans, just pack your patience this morning. But if you are looking for those alternative routes, we want to advise you that would probably be one of the ones you could take. But if you are going to be traveling in, let's take a look at those travel times while we're here. 28 minutes, Pleasant Drive from I-37 northbound. Heading in from Pleasanton, it is still about half an hour drive time if you are coming in from Highway 90 in the eastbound lanes, and your arrival from Lytle looks like you have a 16-minute drive time. So there's really no concern here or any slowdown we're seeing, but the big issue will be right here along 30 35, and hopefully before the show wraps, we'll have a better update, and hopefully before morning rush. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. We go now to late breaking news from the west side, where shooting sent at least one person to the hospital.
It happened a little before 3 this morning on South San Bernardo Avenue. That's not far from South General McMullen. And that's where police say a man in his 40s was shot in his jaw.
The man was taken to the hospital. We're told he's doing okay. According to investigators, there were shell casings from 2 different guns at the scene. So far, no arrests have been made.
We'll continue to bring you updates on this story as new information comes into our newsroom. And this morning, students are returning to class in the Schertz-Cibolo Universal City School District. And we know that district is made up of 17 campuses, so a lot of people will be headed out soon.
The start of the new academic school year has a lot of new and exciting programs in store. Jonathan Cotto joins us live from Sipple Elementary School in the Schertz area. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Mark. That's right. Right now, it's a quiet scene out here outside of Sipple Elementary. But of course, that's all going to change here in a couple of hours when buses and cars and parents begin to trickle in and drop off their kids here at school for their first day of school. And with that comes a lot of exciting new stuff like new programs, new extracurricular options. We can throw up a graphic and dive deep into what students can expect as they start the new year. Of course, the addition of art at the elementary level during their special rotations program to accompany music, PE, and computers. Now, $1.5 million to DODAA and SCUC-IC partnership. It's a grant that will go through 2026 that will focus on ramp-up clubs like readiness in academic, mental, and personal wellness. Now, ramp-up provides an opportunity for students to participate in STEAM. That's science, technology, engineering, arts, and math club and/or a wellness club. Now, the grant will fund up to 2 clubs on each campus, one with a STEAM focus and one with a wellness focus. These clubs are open to all kids. The district keeping in mind the military families that make up this community and say students will be able to join these clubs at any time throughout the school year. Now, UIL Academics A+. These academics events span the curriculum and are designed to complement and expand upon what students learn in the classroom, both through learning skills that are valuable in many disciplines. Students will also participate in an invitational campus competition, and the top scorers in each event will advance to a district level competition. Some of the academic UIL clubs will include storytelling, chess, puzzle, creative writing, music, memory, and number sense. So these are just some of the few items that students can expect this new academic school year here at Schertz-Cibolo Universal City School District. Reporting live outside of John A. Nipple Elementary School, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
A new program by the Comal County Sheriff's Office aimed at protecting elementary school students in light of the Uvalde shooting. The goal is to build up Comal's reserve deputies. Those deputies will go through 30 to 45 days of training and testing, and then they'll specifically protect elementary school campuses. Right now, school resource officers are only at middle and high school campuses. We're told they're recruiting honorably retired law enforcement and those with Texas peace officer licenses to expedite the process for the school year.
I'd like to be a part of combating that evil in our world and making a difference. Hopefully it never comes to that.
The program is already attracting highly qualified candidates with a new sense of duty. If you'd like to join the Comal County Reserve Deputy Resource Officer Program, call Lieutenant Mark Long at 830-620-3400, extension 2007. Some other stories we're following for you this morning here on GMSA. A couple of water advisories to tell you about. In Lacoste, west of San Antonio, citywide water outage has led to a boil water notice for public water systems customers. City officials say the water outage was planned Wednesday to fix mainline leaks caused by recent drought conditions. Customers are urged to boil their water before consuming it, which includes washing your hands and face, brushing your teeth, drinking, and especially drinking and cooking.
And a do not drink water advisory has been issued for the community of Derby in Frio County. According to a Facebook post, people who rely on the Derby water system are affected by the advisory until further notice. The Facebook post did not indicate why the advisory was issued, but numerous water systems in the San Antonio area have been affected by the ongoing drought.
The city of San Antonio is now expecting a windfall from CPS Energy this year, and top city staff want to send about $50 million of that back to you.
Instead of taxes, the city gets a portion of the utilities' revenues, and soaring temperatures and bills mean the city is expecting to take in $75 million more than than it had expected. With City Council discussing next year's budget at a meeting this morning, city staff are suggesting $45 million of that extra money be divvied up among customers as a credit on their October bills.
The rebate would be based on customers' energy usage in July, but the city expects the average residential customer would get about $31 back. Another $5 million would go into the Utilities Assistance Program for low-income customers. District 1 Councilman Mario Bravo has already suggested an alternative, instead using the $50 million to help the community prepare for future extreme weather. Gas prices down more than 7.5% in July, leaving consumers with more money to spend. Economists say with average cost of regular unleaded gasoline below $4 a gallon, the lower prices should spread out into food and other goods, boosting consumer confidence.
Disney has edged past Netflix in the number of streaming subscribers. Disney Plus now reaching a total of 221 million customers. The company says it will increase prices for customers who want to watch Disney Plus or Hulu without commercials.
6:09, about 77 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, military training continues in San Antonio, and we're going to have a closer look about last night. We're going to show you some new video right after the break.
We're learning more about the raid on former President Trump's Florida estate. I'm Mike Ajachi reporting in Washington. Coming up, how the FBI found out about the stored documents.
Outside with Live Cam. Great way to start the Thursday is with us right here on GMSA, and we appreciate that. Looking live over at San Antonio International Airport and some heavier traffic on Loop 10. Remember, quite a few more people on the roads now. That school has started to begin in the KSAT 12 viewing area. Just about 6:14, special urban training by the U.S. Army continued for another night in downtown San Antonio. This is new video sent to us by a viewer. You can see those drills underway as a large chopper lands near the Alamo Dome. Alerts have been going out to people in the area about these urban drills. Some experts say that warning is important for veterans living with PTSD. The training will continue here in the San Antonio area through tomorrow.
And now on to former President Trump and the latest on the raid of his Florida estate. Republican lawmakers continue to pressure the Justice Department to shed light on the reasoning behind the search warrant. ABC's Ike Ajachi is in Washington with more.
Good morning. The raid on former President Trump's home was initiated by a conversation federal agents had with Trump and his associates 2 months ago. This morning, we're learning more about what initiated federal agents executing a search warrant at former President Trump's Florida estate. According to Newsweek, back in June, someone familiar with the stored papers told investigators there may be more classified documents at Trump's private club. 2 months later, 24 federal agents were back at Mar-a-Lago, executing a search warrant for documents Trump allegedly took improperly from the White House. FBI Director Christopher Wray, who was appointed by Trump, was asked for details on the search.
That's not something that I can talk about, so I'd refer you to the department.
Leading Republicans continued to demand answers, even bringing up Hillary Clinton's emails.
How come you did not negotiate something with the president as you did with Hillary Clinton about her emails?
How do you feel, Mr. Trump? How do you feel?
Meanwhile, Trump appearing before New York's Attorney General for a sworn deposition related to a civil case accusing the Trump family business of misrepresenting the values of its properties. Trump declining to answer questions, citing his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Trump said he changed his mind about pleading the Fifth, but claimed he had no choice because of what he feels are partisan attacks by the federal government. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Now 16 minutes past the hour.
And a big mess there on I-35. Let's go back to Stephen Cavazos.
I haven't used this term in a while. A river of traffic out there. 35 at Watson. Let's get a closer look from TransGuide. I did mention that there is some work that's been taking place there. It started overnight, and it does look like we're seeing a big stretch that continues to build. Now, I'll talk to our friends, get our friends at TransGuide on the phone, find out exactly when this should be wrapping up. But we are seeing that traffic looks like it is building up out there. Let's take you right to the map, and we know that this is in the northbound lanes. Now, the good news is, although that shot at TransGuide didn't look too pretty, we are actually seeing some progression there. 22 miles per hour. Earlier, we were down to 10 miles per hour. So traffic is moving just a little bit slow. So let's take a look at some of those solutions, because you could still take this one if you're traveling on I-35 northbound. Again, forgot to add that digit at FM 1101, but exit Creek Crossing and take a left onto 1101. Continue a little bit further and you can get onto FM 1101 to Watson Lane East. You'll hit 35 that way, but looks like that could be clearing pretty quickly, hopefully in the next few minutes. But as we bring you back in here to the metropolitan area, we are seeing some stalled vehicles out there. Make sure you check your vehicles before you get out on the roadways. But bringing you back here to TransGuide, if we can get that shot again, it looks like things are just not moving too fast, Mike.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, here's a reminder. Add the digit right now, because I do the same thing.
Yeah, doing it right now.
All right. Yesterday, beautiful to see some of that rain out there. A lot of folks did not see any, but a good portion, especially in the northern part of our viewing area, did see that rain is moving in late in the afternoon, and the clouds came in with it, but not soon enough to keep us from hitting 101, as a matter of fact, yesterday out there at the airport. And looks like we've got mostly clear skies off in this view, but there are a couple of showers. Now, this is just some clutter right there around the radar site, and go up to the north and you almost have to kind of squint to see this. We've had these few little showers. There were some right there around Oglesby County. They're sort of fizzling on out, and then a couple of more just north of that, and even one or two more. This is obviously not a big deal at all, but just another indication that we've got these showers kind of hanging around here, and they are going to continue to work their way, or the energy will continue to come down here. So eventually we'll see some in and around our area later on. Maybe one or two of them this morning. I've got that 10% in there just to account for anything that wants to try and pop up. We'll keep some clouds around this morning, make it up into the mid and upper 80s as we approach noon, and then rain chances definitely start to go up later on this afternoon, especially with the heating of the afternoon, and 96 for a high temperature. So we're going to stay just a degree below normal. No triple digits here in town tomorrow, so we're going to stop that. We had 4 days in a row of no hundreds and kind of broke that streak, but it'll start to pick back up. So here's the computer model, and it's got a couple of more of those showers popping up with the afternoon heating, and then they'll start to fill in. And again, it's not going to be raining everywhere. Not everybody's going to see rain today. However, if you do get one or two of these showers, could have a couple of decent downpours around there, and that'll be the case into the evening hours. Then we'll do it all over again tomorrow, and then we'll do it again on Saturday. So the high is off to the north of us, and wrapping around that clockwise rotation, it's getting some of these, or throwing in some of these little disturbances around here, and that's going to continue to be the case, like I said, Friday as well as on into Saturday, and may actually combine with a little bit of a wave here coming in from the Gulf of Mexico to help out with some of those rain chances. So nice pattern to be in. It's not going to last forever, but at least we do have some rain and some slightly lower temperatures. 90 at noon. Couple of showers going to be popping up here or there, and just one or two of them maybe this morning. Then that better chance of rain later on this afternoon with 96 for a high temperature. And like I said, a couple of decent downpours can be expected, and even some gusty winds in and around any of those storms that pop up. Do it again tomorrow. Do it again Saturday. A little bit lesser chance for a shower or two on Sunday, and then back to triple digits. So hitting triple digits yesterday put us in a tie for second place at 57 for the most in one calendar year at the airport.
Most days over 100 degrees.
100 or better, yep.
Okay, all right, just some context there. 620, about 77 degrees.
And still ahead, have you ever wanted to live like Batman? Well, here's your chance. We're going to explain right after the break.
But you got to say, I'm Batman.
I can't do it.
You can't?
No.
We'll work on it.
This is the moment for a treatment for moderate to severe eczema. Sabinco, FDA approved. 100% steroid free, not an injection. Sabinco is a once daily pill for adults who didn't respond to previous treatments. And Sabinco helps provide clearer skin and less itch. Sabinco can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections and do blood tests. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, or are prone to infections. Do not take with medicines that prevent blood clots, serious, sometimes fatal infections, lymphoma, lung, skin, and other cancers, serious heart-related events, and blood clots can happen. People 50 and older with heart disease risk factors have an increased risk of serious heart-related events or death with JAK inhibitors. This is the moment, but we've only just begun. Speak with your doctor about Sabinco today, an innovation from Pfizer.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the cruise industry bracing for a wave of cancellations.
I was shocked. I'm like, how can they do that?
Major cruise line Princess Cruises now revealing it's canceled at least 11 voyages because it just doesn't have enough employees. Maggie Matta is a repeat Princess customer and was scheduled to sail on the Diamond Princess in about a month with her family. But now her trip has been canceled.
You know, I've paid for it. I've booked my flights. I even bought my excursions the day before. I bought all the excursions, 4 of them. Yesterday, I opened my email. Everything was canceled.
Princess Cruises telling ABC News it will offer the passengers a cash refund. So what should you do if you have tickets for an upcoming cruise? We'll have the expert advice you need coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
And here's a home that might make Batman a little jealous, and it's available right here in San Antonio, not far from Natural Bridge Caverns. The 4-bedroom, 3-bath property is a little over 2 acres, and it comes with a secret door built into a deck that is the entrance to a cave. So Texas is a non-disclosure state, so there's no word on how much the house is under contract for. However, it is currently listed for $875,000. You can read more about the home right now on our website at KSAT.com.
I read that article last night, but I missed the part about that it has its own private entrance to the cave.
Yes.
I knew it was close to the cave, but I had no idea that it had its own little tunnel or walkway.
Extra bonus right there.
Yeah, calling Bruce Wayne. Right
Yeah.
now, 625, 77 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, the search continues for a woman last seen this weekend. Investigators say she could be in the New Braunfels area. We're going to have more.
And school districts, as we've been telling you for the past few weeks, are facing a number of issues as kids return to class. Coming up in our 6:30 half hour, we'll tell you about the dire need for substitute teachers.
And there's one shot there at I-35 at Watson Lane with the problems on I-35. We'll be checking in with Stephen Cavazos after the break.
Good morning, I'm Jonathan Cotto. It's the first day of school for many school districts in our area. Coming up on GMSA, we'll break down SCUC ISD by the numbers.
And have we finally turned the corner on inflation? We're going to hear what the experts are saying about the latest numbers.
All I saw was the brisket they were slicing up.
Right.
To be honest. The sun is coming up on another back-to-school day. Good morning to you. It is Thursday, August 11th.
Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, several area districts are returning to class today. The list continues. Today, we're focusing on Shirt, Cibolo, Universal City, Southside ISD, and the folks down in Lido. Good luck today.
That's right. And the students returning today actually might get a little break in the temperatures.
Especially later in the day, Mike Osterhage.
Yeah, starting off this morning, about what it was yesterday, the day before that, so on and so forth, upper 70s and some humidity out there. Later on today, though, now, of course, yesterday we did hit 101 before the clouds moved in. You can see we got a couple of them out there as of right now. We're going to be in the mid-90s, so that'll be more tolerable. And if you have one of those, little rain jackets that wads up into the ball and stuffs in a backpack pocket somewhere, it's not a bad idea, just because we'll have some showers around later on today. Showers, a couple of thunderstorms tomorrow, and even on Saturday. So 78 right now, dew point 70. It's not really the kind of humidity that pushes back as we describe it when you walk outside, but some out there. Nothing is showing up on radar right now. We've got a couple of these little showers. Well, this one's sort of redeveloped right there in southern Gillespie County, and a few more. And just this flow coming in here out of the north is what you can take away from this. Obviously, a couple of damp spots here and there, and that's it. So it's going to be dry roads for the morning commute. But then later on this afternoon, different situation. Mold is on the low side. The updated count's going to be coming out in about an hour or so. Few showers developing, 1 or 2, and there may be 1 or 2 then mid-morning, but then later on this afternoon we will have more scattered showers and some storms around here. 40 in some cases almost 50% chance for some rain. Of course, not everybody's going to be seeing rain, but if you do, you might have a decent downpour and even a couple of blustery winds here and there, and that's going to be the same situation tomorrow as well as on Saturday. Leftover showers possible Sunday, and then we're going to be going from mid to upper 90s, and then it looks like back to the triple digits once we get in toward the middle part of next week. So all the details and rain chances, talk about that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, and still got that, what'd you call it, rolling parking lot?
Oh yeah, rolling parking lot, a river of traffic, but just got off the phone with our friends at TransGuide. We have better news to report here. 35 at Watson Lane East. A few minutes ago, we saw a lot of traffic bumper to bumper out there. That is because we had some paving work taking place, or surface treatment work, I should say. That had led to that slowdown. But in the northbound lanes is where we were seeing it. Looks like that has quickly improved at I-35 northbound at FM 306. Traffic moving pretty normal now, 70 miles per hour. But as a reminder, we're going to see that work take place again. And I want folks to just be prepared. Thursday, August 11th, but we're going to see it again on Friday, August 12th. 8 in the evening to 5 in the morning. May not be as busy during that time, but you can expect the I-35 northbound and southbound main lanes from Watson Lane East to FM 306 to be impacted during that time. We will watch it closely and give you more updates, of course, throughout the morning and the day. But thankfully, right now, as we bring you back to TransGuide 35 at Watson Lane East, things are moving a lot better. Also at 35 at Ingle. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
Stephen, thank you.
And we now go to late breaking news from the city's west side, where a shooting sent at least one person to the hospital.
This is all unfolding a little before 3 o'clock this morning on South San Bernardo Avenue, not far from South General McMullen. That's where police say a man in his 40s was shot in the jaw.
That man was taken to the hospital, and we're told he is doing okay. According to investigators, there were shell casings from 2 different guns at that scene. So far, no arrests have been made.
We'll continue to bring you updates on the story as new information comes into our newsroom.
And another bunch of kiddos are getting ready to head back to class this morning. Students and teachers at Schertz Cibolo Universal City ISD are gearing up for another exciting year.
We've been checking in with Jonathan Cotto all morning long. Joined us live from Sipple Elementary in Schertz. Jonathan, are people starting to show up out there?
Good morning, Mark. Yeah, I've seen about a car or two show up right now. I'm thinking it's staff or faculty and a school bus making its routes here in this neighborhood as well. But I'm sure here in the next half hour, we're going to start seeing those school buses arriving here, dropping off kids for their very first day of school. Now, let's talk about this school district, Mark and Stephanie. We know that it's one of the larger ones in our school area. It consists of Universal City, Cibolo, and Schertz. We know that this is a school district that's made up of 17 campuses, 8 elementary schools, 3 intermediate, 5 through 6, 2 junior high schools, 2 traditional high schools, 1 non-traditional high school, and 1 disciplinary alternative campus. Now, last year, the district ended with an enrollment of over 15,000 and also have had 320 new hires, of which 175 are teachers new to the school district, and a total of number of employees of 1,900. Now, this is just some of the fun facts that make up this magnificent school district. Later on, and coming up on GMSA, we are going to be speaking to the principal on safety and security, which of course has been a topic on everyone's mind as school districts prepare to open their doors to parents, teachers, and of course students. Reporting live from Schertz, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. Southside ISD is another area school district that's welcoming back students today.
There's a lot going on in the district. Max Massey spoke with the superintendent about a variety of topics, including security and goals for this new school year.
Southside ISD is not only one of the fastest improving districts in our area, but they're also growing and they are raising staff pay. In the comparisons that Southside did with the surrounding districts, it showed that they were the highest paying school district. In terms of growth, the district already registered 400 more students than what they saw last year. Obviously, with more students comes more security. Southside ISD has a security guard and a guard shack at every campus, along with other security measures, as they took this summer to make sure everything was in place.
So we conducted a partial summer audit of all of our campuses to make sure that all of our exterior doors and interior doors are can lock. and looking at the measures that each campus has in place, the intercom system working, the security guard doing the rotations, our cameras functional.
In terms of academics, Southside ISD tells me they are set to be ranked among San Antonio's top performing school districts when the TEA releases its grades on August 15th. They've actually gone from one of, if not the lowest performing districts, to one of the highest in just 2 years. The superintendent tells me they are excited about this upcoming school year. It has been such a transformation at the school district, and he and his staff are very proud of the students, the faculty, and the community. Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
And trending now on KSAT.com, today is the first day of school for Lytle ISD, and they are remembering the lives lost in Uvalde. During a girls' volleyball game against Uvalde CISD, they showed their support to their competitors. They were all united with a moment of silence before Lytle players handed out 21 roses to the Uvalde players and the coaches. On Twitter, Lytle ISD said, "Our prayers continue for the entire Uvalde community as they begin a new school year." And you can watch that video right now on our website at KSAT.com.
$3.4 billion. That is the size of the proposed City of San Antonio budget, which council members will be briefed on later this morning.
It's actually more than $250 million bigger than this year's budget, and it includes new spending from the bond program, pay bumps for all civilian city employees, and 78 new San Antonio police officer positions. It would also cut the city's property tax rate on top of the increased exemptions City Council already passed.
We have more details posted online. Check it out at KSAT.com. Have we finally turned the corner on inflation? Economists say it's too soon to know right now. However, as CNN's Amy Kiley reports, the new numbers sound hopeful.
It feels like, we're going to get some better news here.
Some economists are starting to sound hopeful about prices in the U.S. going down.
Even though we got this cooling, ongoing pressures on food prices and gasoline prices, those could come back at any time.
Make that cautiously hopeful.
It's not going to be a straight line, I'm sure. There's going to be ups and downs and all arounds, and there's going to be disappointments. But I do think we're going to feel a lot better about inflation, a year from now.
New data show the consumer price index didn't change between June and July. Gas prices continue dropping. A gallon of regular cost $4.68 about a month ago. Now it's about $4. A vice president at Gas Buddy says that trend could continue, but it's hurricane season, so don't get too excited.
If we see any major storm, I would say a category 3 or stronger, targeting an area between New Orleans and Houston, buckle up.
The oil prices are really key. It shows up most quickly with regard to gas prices, but it's going to show up in food prices.
Economists say cheaper diesel means cheaper shipping and eventually cheaper food. But the U.S. isn't there yet. Food prices went up between June and July, and overall prices are still much higher than a year ago, leaving some Americans struggling to buy necessities.
Our goal, and we think it is absolutely possible, is to lower prices and get to a point of more steady, stable growth.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
This morning, the search continues for a 38-year-old woman, and the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is hoping you can help find her. Sharon Lynn Oglesby was reported missing on Sunday, and deputies say she could be in the Comal County area around Canyon Lake, New Braunfels, or in Travis County. If you have any information on the case, you're asked to call the Sheriff's Office at number 210-335-6000 or email missingpersons@bear.org.
An Austin County jury over near Houston has sentenced a man to life in prison for shooting a LaGrange police officer back in 2018. According to trial testimony, Shaziz Mateen, a wanted sex offender, shot at the deputy while the officer tried to get him. The shooting left the deputy permanently blind. Mateen was also ordered to pay a $10,000 fine.
New this morning, a man is facing charges after investigators say he shot at a vehicle. So this is 23-year-old Jonathan Edward Gervino, and according to an arrest affidavit, the victim saw Gervino drive by and shoot his vehicle. Investigators say the pair had a history of problems with each other. Gervino is facing charges of deadly conduct with a firearm. His bond is set at $20,000.
Tips to Crime Stoppers leading to the arrest of a robbery suspect. This is 44-year-old Anna Marie Apriciado. She is accused of robbing the Victoria's Secret at Ingram Park Mall early last month. According to an arrest affidavit, she went in the store, stuffed a bag with items, and ran off. When she was confronted by employees, the affidavit says she threatened to shoot everyone. She was later identified, arrested, and is now charged with robbery.
time now, 6:41 and 77 degrees for now.
Still ahead on GMSA as more and more students return to class. Districts continue to face staffing shortages. After the break, Katrina Weber tells us about the high demand for substitutes.
And welcome back at 6:44. Local school districts are trying to find a whole lot of unfamiliar faces to put at the head of the class.
Substitute teachers are always in demand. In the wake of the pandemic, though, they've been especially hard to find.
As Katrina Weber reports, school districts need them now more than ever to fill a lot of empty spaces.
What are y'all doing over here? It may not look like it, but Mary Matthews is retired. After holding a job as a teacher for decades, she's now back in the classroom by choice.
Okay. I like to get in with the students and see what the latest programs are for them and just reconnect.
She's one of hundreds of local people serving as substitute teachers, filling in for regular staff.
Keep working on your work, okay?
Pouring into students.
I like to be able to make them feel important and have connections.
People like her lately seem to be harder for local school districts to find. For example, her employer, Northeast ISD, is starting the school year with about 200 fewer substitutes than normal. Other districts are in a similar position.
We need subs, even though I don't feel that there's a shortage at this time, we definitely need subs.
Kidia Johnson, HR director for Northside Substitute Program, says when it comes to hiring, the recovery from the pandemic continues. To get people to fill in for sick and absent teachers last year, some school districts turned to incentives like extra pay. This year, many of them are making the same offer.
While COVID played a big role in the need for substitutes last year, this time around there's a lot more involved. Staffing shortages, for example, have created more of a demand for substitutes on a long-term basis.
We have about 250 teacher vacancies that we're looking to fill.
As they scramble to find those permanent staff members, schools will be counting on subs more than ever. Matthews says they can definitely count on her.
As long as I can, right? Yes. As long as I'm physically and mentally able to, I will. I enjoy it.
Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
School districts all over our area in need of substitutes this year, and the plea for help isn't just limited to the classroom.
So to find out more about how you can sign up, you can click on the links in the story and our website at ksat.com.
Time check, just about 6:47.
Go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos about the mess on I-35.
Well, that's actually improved, and thankfully we're getting a lot of different shots of TransGuide, which show some quiet roadways. Let's get a quick look around town as traffic is starting to pick up. 281 at San Pedro, you can see that it's not looking too bad out there. Just watch out for that curve. And US 90 at Couples, it is getting a little bit busier, and we all know that's one of the busier spots as folks are making their way to or into the Alamo City, I should say. But be on the lookout. We have a few stalls that are reported around Loop 410 as well as 35, just a little bit north of Von Ormy. But that's really not the big concern. We're going to see a lot more school buses out there. And I know we've been mentioning it the last few days, but we're going to continue to bring up this graphic because there are several other school districts like SCUC ISD as well as Lytle and Southside ISD that are returning to class. So let's just remind folks out there, if you see those buses that pull out those stop signs with the flashing lights, make sure to stop if there's a two-lane street that you're traveling on. And that same rule applies when we're traveling down areas where there's multiple lanes. But of course, if there is that barrier in the middle, just make sure you proceed with caution in the opposite direction. And if you're traveling behind a bus, make sure to stop until that stop sign goes it goes back in. But we have to watch out for the kids. Again, a lot of them are turning to class today. And thankfully right now, as we get a shot at TransGuide, there's really not going to be anything that's going to cause a slowdown for parents taking their kiddos to school. Just remember to drive safe. Our friends at TransGuide have also put up that overhead sign that says watch for school buses and school zones, Mike.
You know, it's amazing when you see some of the videos that are posted every once in a while, people just blowing past school buses and they just ignore that. It's like, come on. I mean, the little kids out there. So It's a great graphic. All right, this is a beautiful picture from yesterday in some of those storm clouds. And classic example as this thing started to grow, it got up in and some of the upper level winds then start to shave off the top, if you will, and push that to the side and sort of forms that anvil shape. And if you get one of these storms to pop up, could have some pretty decent downpours as well as some blustery winds associated with it, but also you gotta kind of step back and take a look, and there's not much else around that. So this was typical of yesterday's rain, kind of few and far between, and that's going to be the situation again today. It won't be raining everywhere constantly, but we will have some of those showers, a couple of those thunderstorms popping up. And right now, good depiction of seeing some of the clouds move in here from the north. And we do have, well, first of all, this is just some ground clutter right there around the radar site. And if you just slide right up there to the north, I don't know if they're still holding together up here. We've got just a couple of these showers, one or two of them there in Llano County, and then this one lone little sprinkle right there that's moving almost from Gillespie County into Kirk County. So obviously there's not a lot going on around here, but this is just a good way of showing that the flow is still coming in here out of the north, and that's what's going to then give us more opportunities for rain later on today, these disturbances that are wrapping around this big high. So we're at 78 right now, 75 at Port SA, 76 Divine, and throughout the rest of the morning we'll see these clouds hanging around here, a little bit of sun hanging on through, and I've got that 10% chance for just a stray sprinkle if one decides to kind of pop up here or there, but it's going to be a dry commute this morning, 20% by noon, and then we get into the better shot of rain as we go into the afternoon hours. 96 for high temperature, 40% chance for showers, a couple of thunderstorms out there. Again, not everybody sees rain, won't be raining constantly, but if you do, a couple of decent downpours are possible. This computer model then has a couple of these showers popping up there by early afternoon. More start to develop in the heat of the afternoon. Nice cloud cover is going to keep temperatures down. So even though all of us won't see rain, we're all going to be seeing some clouds and some lower temperatures, and this is going to be the situation in through dinner time, early evening, and then they'll start to taper off by about mid-evening, and then we'll do it all over again tomorrow as far as more rain chances, as well as on Saturday. So nice forecast, still about the same as what it was yesterday as far as those decent rain chances. 90 at noon. Few showers out there, and then later on this afternoon, better chance for a couple of scattered showers and even a few thunderstorms. 96 high temperature. So that'll be the first day we've been below normal with a high temperature in forever, it seems like. Yeah, it's been a long time, and 40% chance for rain tomorrow, Saturday. We'll get back up to 97 Sunday, a leftover shower, and then it looks like hundreds by Tuesday, Wednesday. Yesterday, 101, day number 57, 100-degree temperatures this year, and then 58, 59 Tuesday, Wednesday.
It's going to happen at some point this month.
I mean, at least we have
next.
this little break, though. I mean,
It doesn't look like August is a repeat of July, which was all but 2 days were triple digits. So at least we're seeing these rain chances in here. A little bit of a break, but it's still, I mean, this is the hottest time of the year historically, too.
True.
Definitely an improvement, though.
Oh, yeah.
From yesterday, even.
Oh, yeah.
652, 77 degrees.
And millions of credit scores may have been affected by a coding glitch at Equifax. Tomorrow on GMSA, how to check to see if you were affected.
Outside with live cam. A few clouds have moved in the early morning hours, but the sun is coming up, and you're watching GMSA.
Good morning, everyone. Time now is 6:55. Let's get one last look at your Thursday morning drive, because we saw some issues here along 35 north of New Braunfels. That has cleared out, but be on the lookout. Tomorrow night, we'll see some work continuing to take place. But as we get another look around town, I-10 at FM 1516, looks like traffic is moving through a lot of these shots at TransGuide without any trouble, Mike.
And a little bit of sunshine in the background, some of those cameras there, but this is 10 looking out to the west and northwest, and you can see those clouds that are moving in here from the north. There were a couple of sprinkles earlier this morning up around, say, Fredericksburg, and they're kind of dying off, but we still have that flow coming in here out of the north, and that's going to continue to keep the rain chances around. 78 degrees right now, 96 for a high, and about a 40% chance to see some showers and thunderstorms later on this afternoon. Not everybody sees rain, but at least there's going to be some out there.
Come on, Mother Nature.
Yes, we'll take it. We'll see you back here at 9.